Breaker 5780, runway 4 left, over takeoff.
4 left, over takeoff, Breaker 5780.
And Denver 5399, can I start runway 4 left, line up and wait. Chevrolet 2786, exit via Foxtrot and hold short of Yankee.
Foxtrot, short Yankee, Chevrolet 2786.
Break 4489.
Break 4489, can I start with 04 at 14, that's 18, runway 4 right, clear to line.
Runway 4 right, Break 4489.
Chevrolet 2786, hold short of runway 4 left at Foxtrot.
Full short 4 left at Foxtrot, 786.
Break 5780, current heading 100, crossing to departure.
100 heading on departure, Break 4489.
It's Denver 5399, with 0 close you at 14, that's 18, runway 4 left, over takeoff.
Over takeoff, 5399.
MS 586 Super Kennedy Tower, runway 4 left, line up and wait.
Line up and wait on 4 left, Emirates 5, Super.
JetBlue 2474, Kennedy Tower, 0 close you at 13, gust 18, runway 4 right, clear to line, and we'll maintain present speed as long as practical for traffic and travel. JetBlue 184, crossing across the Foxtrot, taxi right Bravo, monoground 121.9, travel will be holding in position.
Aircraft 4 left at Foxtrot, right Bravo, monitor ground at the 184.
JetBlue 184, crossing across the Foxtrot, taxi right Bravo, monoground 121.9, travel will be holding in position. Endeavor 5399, firmer heading 100, crossing to departure.
Heading 100 over departure, 5399.
Says it's 265, hold short of runway 4 left at Foxtrot.
Hold short 4 left at Foxtrot, exit 265.
Can we go with 2786?
I'm sorry?
Never mind, I'm sorry, we're going to let us go for 2786.
No, I want to get the Super out first. Endeavor 5096, exit Foxtrot, hold short of runway 4 left.
Foxtrot 4 left, 10-6.
Emirates 5 Super, runway 4 left, double takeoff.
Here for takeoff, runway 04 left, Emirates 5 Super.
Tower carriers, 68 LS 48.
Carrier 68, Kennedy Tower, 105, you're at 13, just 18, runway 4 right, clear to line.
4 right, 7 line, carrier 69.
JetBlue 2786 at Foxtrot, cross runway 4 left, taxi right Bravo, monoground 121.9.
4 left at Foxtrot, right up Bravo with the ground, Chevrolet 2786.
It says it's 265, cross runway 4 left at Foxtrot, left Bravo, hold short of Juliet, then contact ground 49er.
All right, we'll cross 4 left of Foxtrot, left on Bravo, and short of Juliet, and ground.
Endeavor 5096, cross runway 4 left at Foxtrot, left Bravo, monoground 121.9.
Cross 4 left at Fox, Bravo, monoground.
Bridgetown 4489, continue Foxtrot, cross runway 4 left, taxi right Bravo, monoground 121.9.
Keep
Foxtrot, cross runway 4 left, right Fox. Right
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to this super windy and stormy New York edition. This is Planes and Friends. I'm your host, I'm Jens, and I'm in the elements at the moment. We are fighting high winds, and it's not that easy to have the microphones not picking up the wind so much. So we just saw the departure of the big boy Emirates A380. And let me tell you, we are expecting an absolute highlight at, I would say, within the next 90 minutes. Within the next 90 minutes. When I saw that, I could not believe it. And let me tell you, it's an Russian aircraft. And one aircraft, which I think became so rare and was so common in the 70s, 80s, 90s, especially in the European airspace and the Russian airspace, of course, that I was not expecting this to come here. So we are expecting an Antonov 12 coming here. Yes, you heard it right. An Antonov 12. The one Jens rode in the United Arab Emirates some however moons ago. And this one is coming in from the island of Barbados. It's currently on its way to JFK. It's in the air. It's in the air, and the estimated arrival is 2:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for all of you guys in Germany and Austria, Switzerland, Spain, France, whatnot, it's going to be around 8 o'clock your time, evening time. And it's a Ukrainian airline operating this over 50 years old Antonov 12, which is an equivalent to the C-130 here from the U.S. Air Force, and the classic example of how a Cold War aircraft looked like back in the days. So I hope you're as excited as I am. Let's have a fantastic day. Let's have a few hours of great plane spotting. We have runway 4 in operations, but it's very windy and it's very overcasted. So, well, actually the skyline, you couldn't see the skyline 5 minutes ago. So look at that. At least now we have a little bit of a better view of the skyline of Manhattan. That means the visibility is going to get a little bit better. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We have the absolute highlight coming in at around 2 o'clock. A Russian-built Antonov 12. It's actually a Ukrainian company, but the designer was I think the designer was Russian, whatever. This one is an absolute highlight and super rare to see. And especially here in the US. I mean, this one is flying a little bit in and out of the US. I tracked it and looked it up a little bit. There were flights in the past from Houston, Texas to whatnot to the Caribbean. I think it once flew to Ohio somewhere, but to see this one here in New York is absolutely rare. All right, so let's get right in. Runway 4, 767-300, the good old workhorse from Delta Airlines. And as soon as the wind dies down a little bit, I will speak a little bit more because it's really, really windy here by the water. And I don't want the wind to scratch too much on the microphone. I have the noise gate pretty far up. And I think it's up to a point where I need to raise my voice, actually, that you can hear me. That's not ideal, right? So, yeah, all right. Let's go into, we also have the Pokemon here again. Guess what? We have the Pokemon here again, the 777-300. Now today we have runway 4. And let's see if the winds are steady. Blowing from the northeast, it looks like. So Pokemon is expected to come up here on runway 4 in the afternoon hours. And hopefully we will have a better visibility later on. All right. So welcome all. I had to protect my computer actually a little bit from the wind. So it's not that easy to reach my computer and put your messages on the screen. So please forgive me today when I just read them and not necessarily put them on the screen, because it's a little bit of a different setup today because of the wind, because of the elements. You have to work it around a little bit. All right. Okay. Who do we have in the chat? We have Chris from Blaimon, Berlin, actually at the moment in the air. Chris, you're cruising at what altitude? 38,000 something feet? Chris is watching us in the air. And Tiffy said the sound is good, all right. And Complicity Gaming is in the chat. Just time for the A380, yes it is. We have Karen Monson back in the chat. Hello, good afternoon, Karen. We have Tiffy saying good evening from Germany. Hello, Tiffy. We have Wilson Liu with a thumbs up. Hey, Wilson. And we have Myra's Craftings. Wifey is in the chat as well, so Jens has to behave a little bit more. Hello and welcome. And let me see, I'm camera operator and reading the chat at the same time. That's usually not a good thing. Elisa from Denmark. Hello, Elisa. Greetings to Denmark. We have Jinguana Condor. Good afternoon to you. Who do we have? We have Nick. Hello, Nick. Great to have you. Thomas. I know Thomas is actually currently on a stream from Berlin. They're waiting for the rapper, what's his name, Drake, to arrive on his private 767-200 in Berlin today. Well, okay. Rapper Drake, I out myself. I needed to Google who it is. I'm too old for this. It's not my kind of music. I'm more like the Metallica and AC/DC guy, right? So that's more like Jens. But yeah, the rapper Drake is expected to arrive in Berlin today. I think the aircraft is currently in Paris at Paris-Orly, and we started right away when there was no rain anymore, when it stopped, when the drizzle stopped. So at the moment it's dry here. It's overcasted, it's cloudy and everything, but I think we should be good. And the weather for tomorrow is gonna be blue skies again. And fun story, when I was driving here, I saw a C-17 landing. So same as yesterday's C-17 time. And when I was just finishing setting up my equipment, 2 C-17s back to back left JFK on runway 4. Guess what Jens did record? Of course. I recorded 2 17s back to back recording, and I will provide you this footage tonight on the member section. And I don't know if you have checked out yesterday's C-17 takeoff, also runway 4. I put up for the members on the member section 1 takeoff. Absolutely great, absolutely gorgeous. And just today without sun, a little bit more clouds. But still very nice. Feels like at the moment, every day I come out here, you have something super special coming in. That Antonov 12, what we expect today at around 2 p.m. I mean, it's absolutely bonkers that we are able to see such an aircraft. All right. Josegi is in the house, saying good evening from Nairobi in Kenya. Hello, Josegi. Good afternoon from Russia. Unfortunately, I cannot read your name, so I don't know how to pronounce it. Excuse me. So, but as I said, we are expecting an Antonov 12 coming in from Barbados, currently on the way here. We have C5 Alan saying hello, everyone. Hello, C5 Alan. Hello, Sarah. Good evening to you, to Berlin. I know you're currently waiting for the Drake 767, right? Holger saying hello. Hello, Holger. The people are dropping in. and are curious how this Antonov 12 will look like. We will show you in just about a little bit more than 2 hours. The first estimate was actually a little bit after 1 o'clock, and I think this thing is so slow, or expecting such headwinds, that they had to update the arrival. At the moment, I think it's in for 2:11. Hello, Jeff. Greetings up to Massachusetts, the state that Germans cannot pronounce. So when you are nearby Boston, I call you Jeff from Boston. All right, we have Hadar saying hello from Tel Aviv. Hello to you. Hello to beautiful Israel. We have Debbie saying hello from Connecticut. Hi, Debbie. Welcome to Planes and Friends. Here we go. As I said today, the computer is a little bit away from me because I needed to protect it from the wind and from a few drizzle drops when I was setting it up. So today I cannot put so many messages on the screen simply because of the weather situation here. So I might read most of the messages that stand out for me. And Joshua's in the house. Hey, Joshua. Good afternoon to you. Yeah, right. Yosemite. It's Yosemite. Well, this is. I mean, when you live here, that's something that you learn. But that state in the Northeast, that's I break my tongue. I can't. I can't. All right, we have Steve saying good afternoon, everyone. Hey, Steve. And let me tell you that Antonov 12 is really something special. I think this one is completely underpowered. Completely underpowered. I had the chance in the United Arab Emirates. It was in the 2000s to fly in an Antonov 12. It's a story for an own stream, but I was in an Antonov 12 from an airline called Aviation. The airline back then was registered in Kazakhstan, and this thing had the Kazakh registration. Uniform November, that's the country code for Kazakhstan, Uniform November 11001. Uniform November 11001. I flew in that thing together with 62 parachute jumpers from the Netherlands. It was a trip that I will never forget. I just told my wife about it when we were sitting at Starbucks. That trip was absolutely, that flight was absolutely bonkers. And this thing is also known as a smoker, being a smoker of these old Soviet whatever engines. This was the raw flying in Russia and in the Ukraine back in the 60s. That's actually, the design is from the 50s, from the 1950s. So this thing is, well, I think it has autopilot. I think so. But the navigator is sitting below the pilot, below and in front of the pilot in that glass nose. And it had a gunner back and the tail. There's like, some of them, they covered it up. But I think on this one, I'm going to zoom in later when she's passing by, hopefully runway 4 right. At the tail, you can see the former gunner's position. An absolutely crazy aircraft. Loud as hell, this thing. As an aircraft need to be, right? We're aircraft enthusiasts. Loud as hell. And a smoker and no digital cockpits at all. I mean, today they might have some GPS navigation instruments and stuff like that, but back then there was nothing. So this was the equivalent of the C-130 of the U.S. Air Force. I'm absolutely thrilled. I'm really excited to see this thing, and especially me having, or I had that experience and that opportunity to fly in one, which is a chance of a lifetime, and I paid $20. I literally paid the pilot $20 to be on board of it, and it was. I think that's a story of a members only stream. maybe a little bit later, but it's something I will never forget in my life. And when you see that aircraft passing by, you know why. You know why. So it's super rare. There was a 2-engine version of it that was called the Antonov 8. And I witnessed a few flights of the Antonov 8 out of an emirate called Sharjah in the United Arab Emirates back in the 90s and the early 2000s. They were banned from the European airspace. I think they were banned anywhere, even in the United Arab Emirates then at some point, because these things are considered unsafe. They are completely underpowered. And yeah, very, very special aircraft. Absolutely great to experience them. A very unique sound experience also, especially when they are taxiing on the ground with these propellers. It sounds completely different than a C-130. A C-130, when a C-130 like the E's, like the older ones, right? The Ages, when they taxi by you, they have more like a deep, growling propeller sound, not the Antonov 12. The Antonov 12s, the turbine sound is so dominant that you have high frequencies in it, mixed with the deep frequencies of the propellers of what the C-130 had. It's a very own sound experience. So we unfortunately, we cannot hear much of a taxiing sound because we are too far away from the runway here and from the taxiway here, but hopefully when she passes by, I give you full sound. I give everything what my nice Sennheiser can do here. You know what I mean then. It's I hope she's gonna come in on full ride. This would be an absolute highlight, or it is an absolute highlight. Like even when she comes in full left, it's gonna be an absolute highlight. Okay. We have Sohail saying, good afternoon, Jens. I'm working from home today. All right, home office, one of the best perks. Yes, I agree. Having an excellent stream. Thank you. Thank you. And Holger is asking what's going on today. Drake in Berlin, Antonov in JFK, and it's the first Korean A380 in Frankfurt. Here we go. Right, Holger? And Joshua is saying El Al 787-9 arriving in 5 minutes. All right. And we see here Korean Air Cargo departing to, I know it's Canada. Usually they fly directly to Seoul, but this flight goes to Canada. We have El Al currently landing on 4 rights. Maybe that's a 2-for-1. Let's see. The Dreamliner with a 777. Yep, that's going to be up. Let's see. No. I made it a 2-for-1. I made it 2-for-1 with El Al landing from Tel Aviv in Israel. All right, here we go. We have Sarita saying hello Jens and hello everyone. Korean is to Halifax. All right. Yeah, I was just with one eye looking on Flight Radar. And yeah, so a little bit later start of the stream today because of the weather. But it looks dry for the next days, so we don't expect rain for the next days. That means we will be live in the morning hours, as usual. Might be a little bit like 15 minutes, 20 minutes before. It all depends on traffic. For me, like coming here, today it was a breeze actually. Driving here, I think I left at 10 o'clock. I left exactly at 10 o'clock over in Jersey, and there was just a little bit of traffic in Staten Island, but everything else was super cool, so it only took me a little bit more than an hour to come here. And there are days where it took me, where it will take me it took me like more than 2 hours to come here. New York traffic is absolutely crazy, and you never know. what to expect. Next arrival is Air France with a 777-300. Yesterday we saw a 200. All right. It also looks like the Turkish Airlines that they changed a 777-300 flight to a 350-900, which I think it's great diversity here at JFK. Turkish Airlines, they have so many flights to JFK. I think at least 4 or 5 per day, all from Istanbul. And that's not the capital of Turkey. Ankara, that's the capital of Turkey. So they're coming in all from Istanbul, which is a huge metropole in Turkey. All right. Currently 286 people watching. Thank you so much. All this rather windy afternoon here. Water is going back at the moment, so I was coming in like with super high tides, like even streets were flooded when I was coming here. So yeah, some days are different than other days. But that's plane spotting, right? We never have a day that is like the other. Like even with the equipment here, I can tell you every day is different. Even with my equipment, I don't change a thing. I'm a firm believer, whatever works, stick to it. Don't change things. Of course, updates, you have to do your firmware updates, your software updates, and so on, and so on. But I keep my equipment the same. But I can tell you there's not a single day where everything works exactly the same as the previous day. Also today here, I'm filming without the lens hood on, because the wind is ripping too much on the camera, and with the lens hood you have a higher surface for the wind to make the picture a little bit shakier. It's always something. All right, H-Dot, hello to you. And we have Chris. Back in the house, saying all the passengers and crew signed the aircraft during the ceremony at the gate yesterday in Boston. Oh, Chris, you're referring to the last revenue flight of JetBlue's E190 with a flight number B747 yesterday from JFK to Boston, which we captured yesterday in our live stream. Will be a takeout as well in 4K, 60 frames per second. This was Delta from Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. My wife knows that I love Pennsylvania. I think it's a beautiful state. I love Pennsylvania. Jens loves PA. All right, let me know if the wind noise is too dominant. I don't know where you're watching us from. I know that over 50% of our viewers are watching our stream on TV, right? Basically, YouTube is having the same experience that the content is more and more being watched on TV. There's a big shift towards watching it on TV, not so much anymore on computers and tablets, especially tablets and phones is decreasing a little bit. So let me know if the wind is a little bit too dominant, and I will shut up. Jay Towan is saying a new sub. Hello, thank you so much. And as I said, we are awaiting the absolute highlight of the day, an Antonov, a Russian Antonov 12. Well, actually, the airline isn't Russian, the airline is Ukrainian. That's gonna be, it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic. All right, we have here JetBlue with one of my favorite special colors from them in the Boston Bruins livery. That's flight 8353 to Orlando in Florida. And right behind we have Frontier flight 1511 with service to Dallas in Texas with Summer the Swan livery. All right. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. This is Planes and Friends. This is live coverage here from New York, from the Kennedy Airport, or towards the Kennedy Airport. We are a little bit on a distance, but the camera is zooming all the way in. And with days like today, we still have runway 4. And even the weather isn't that great. I mean, the view, it gets better. Thank God it clears up. And we're gonna have hopefully a better view later in the afternoon. So we cover Kennedy Airport, but we will also take the show on the road. So we will also go other places, especially when it gets cold here in New York. Jens is gonna take the show maybe somewhere where it's a little bit warmer. All right, JetBlue departing to Orlando in Florida. Here we go. And HUD is saying, I watch on my iPad, the 13-inch version. All right, that's a good idea. I love that. And we have High Sky coming in 330-200 from Bucharest in Romania. The 330-200 glider. And I will provide you tonight the departure of the 2 C-17s. Before I went live, I had no chance to go live on the C-17s. I wasn't ready yet, but I recorded them. So two C-17s back to back departing. A clear STOL, stall takeoff, short takeoff and landing, right? This, like, the thing must have been completely empty and back to Virginia. This thing put the levers on the table, and after after just a few yards of runway, let's say that way, both of them took off like a rocket. I think the pilots enjoyed it. And Nicholas is saying, gray skies, missing the view from yesterday. Yes, Nicholas, we don't get sun here today, but you know what? That's fine. We have a little bit of a skyline view, so it's not that bad, but tomorrow is going to be sunny. Tomorrow is going to be sunny. So let's see if we maybe have runway 4 tomorrow as well. Keep fingers crossed. Let's keep fingers crossed. Let's be positive. And let's go over to Brussels. 330-300. Coming in from Brussels. In Belgium. Yesterday we pulled off an 8-hour show. It was so much fun. The whole day yesterday in runway 4, that was, for me, that's like a gift. Being able to live stream here and having runway 4, this is like a gift. I love it. right, a little bit of information. Oh, next inbound is Kalita 777 from Anchorage. Here we go.
Beeline 1, Charlie Papa Heavy, exit Foxtrot, hold short of runway 4 left, remain as frequency.
Continue on the frequency and continue on Foxtrot. Thanks.
I'm not sure if they are using.
Delta 217 Heavy with you. Now that's the airport.
No, 217 Heavy, Kennedy, California, Heavy Boeing 777 traffic short.
Oh yeah. Okay, they use this frequency for arrivals and departures. All right, we're good. There she comes.
Wind 05013 gusts 19, runway 48 to the left.
Alright, so right to the left, and true down.
JetBlue 1054 is out, 4 left.
JetBlue 1054, Kenny Tower, continue inbound 1,
Call sign Connie.
3.9.
Connie 237.
239 JetBlue.
Beeline 1, Charlie Papa Heavy, Foxtrot, crossway 4 left, taxi right, Bravo to the ramp, monitor ground plan.
Okay.
All right, Neil is asking,
right.
when did you mention the Antonov 12 is planned to arrive? Neil from Texas, new sub, thank you. It's currently scheduled for 2 o'clock, 2:11. But this thing is, it's in the air. So this thing is on the way to JFK, but this thing is so slow. I don't know, at first, the original schedule was 1 o'clock, and now we are at 2:11, and I checked it, this thing is in the air. It's flying.
Hold short runway 4 left, remain as frequency.
Foxtrot Bravo, hold short 4 left, stay with you, Connie 237.
You know what, let's check, let's have a look. Where this thing is at the moment. And we also get a special livery later with Emirates A380. The Korea livery is coming back. So this thing is currently estimated to arrive at, oh my god, it's now at 2:25. It gets later and later and later, and this thing is in the air. It's flying. So it's currently over the water. Let me see. It's currently over water in the Atlantic. If you want to track it, registration is Uniform Romeo. That's the country code for the Ukraine. Charlie November Tango. Let me put down ADC real quick. Charlie November Tango. UR-CNT. The flight number is UKL, Uniform Kilo Lima 5011. Coming in from Bridgetown. That's in Barbados. It's in the air. It's currently flight level 240. Flight level 240. And it's out in the Atlantic Ocean. Currently, I would say, yeah, like if you draw a line Myrtle Beach out to the Atlantic, this is where this thing currently is. So new estimate is 1 hour and 18 minutes from now. Yeah, so 2:20, 2:30-ish. All right, that's the latest update on this absolute beast, Antonov 12. And Mary is in Kingston, New York in the house. Hello to you. Jeff, no, that one is blue. It's a dark blue, a very dark blue color. It looks amazing. Like, I don't know, just today because there's no sun on it, but when you can picture this one with the sun, which I did on a slides back in the 2000s. This is how old the thing is. This aircraft is 55 years old. Can you imagine that? Pacific from Hong Kong on a 777-300 and One World livery. Here we go. And Nicholas, yes, Ostend, my home airport. You had the Antonov 12s. Oh, you have 2 departing today. Here we go. Wow, so they're still active. I guess from the same airline, Nicholas, right? I think they might be one of the only ones still operating them. They keep them somehow airworthy. Well, their production line was in the Ukraine, so I think the designer was Russian. Mr. Antonov, I think he was Russian, but the aircraft was assembled in the Ukraine. Dark blue and maybe red, yes, it's in the office. It's the only one. When they have a few more. I mean, they fly around in the US a little bit. I tracked it, right? It was, I think one day it was in Ohio, and then it was in Houston, Texas. But here at JFK, this is super rare. And back in the 2000s, when I was still shooting slides and then switching over to digital, a lot of these Russians Antonov 12s and also the 24s, they had a base in Fort Lauderdale. So they were trying to establish a business and flying cargo within the US with these Antonov 12s and 24s from Fort Lauderdale. Not existing anymore. No, Opa-locka, excuse me, in Opa-locka, not Fort Lauderdale, from Opa-locka. They tried to establish a business there and had some maintenance there, but not anymore. It was from Opa-locka. They tried to operate from Opa-locka. Didn't work out. And we have Ramon sending a $20 super chat. Ramon, thank you so much. And Ramon is saying, thank you for your videos. Love watching your JFK videos while I am building a 1:400 scale replica of it. 1980s in my basement. Ramon, thank you so much for this great support. Absolute fantastic. Much appreciated. It is a special aircraft, and Jens has a special connection to it because I was able to fly in one. So that's why Jens is so excited. Yeah, it's a little bit of an excitement here of your hosts because I have a personal connection to this aircraft. I think it really was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do this. And, you know, when you go into, back then, when you went to the UAE and you have an opportunity, and when you saw in Sharjah how they worked on these Antonov 12s, back then, right, I don't think that there was a standard in maintenance. So I think enthusiasm overrode the trust. Let's call it that way. Enthusiasm overrode the trust. And I mean, the craziest part of that mission with me flying on this Antonov 12 was when all the 62 parachute jumpers, when they left the airplane, there was a contest going on. Who is on the ground first? The first parachute jumper that got out or the aircraft? And I can tell you we won. The pilot, I still know his name and I had his address and I sent him some slides back then. I think he lived in Moscow. He nose dove this Antonov 12 down to the ground that I thought, that's it. That's it, Jens, say goodbye. He nose dove this thing and landed on a little bit of an airstrip, which was not made for this aircraft. Let me tell you that. It was not made for this aircraft. It was sand desert left and right. On a different day, I will give you the full story, but we will have it on like on a members-only stream. Still thinking about it gives me goosebumps. Yeah, it was very special. I wrote an article about this flight, and the article was published in a Swiss spotter magazine called Jetstream, including pictures. So I think I have it somewhere in some of my boxes in my house. So yeah, it was pretty amazing, pretty cool experience. All right, it's JetBlue 320 in JetBlue Vacation colors, taking off. Yeah, Jeff, that's just a fraction of it, I can tell you. I mean, this is most likely one of my most exciting times I had in plane spotting, right? But there are many more, which I might talk about in the future. There's much more. Jens was flying around the world for plane spotting, and Jens was living on aircraft, and some things happened on runways and with aircraft because simply you know the people behind. So when I operate this camera, you know, I'm really happy to talk about you know, what I experienced back in the past, and that's where sometimes also, you know, I can talk from something what I experienced myself. And I can tell you these Russian airplanes, they are completely different from what you think you know from the Western airplanes. It's not normal, or you cannot expect that the Russian pilots, they speak English properly back then for these aircraft. They had a communicator who operated the radio. He barely spoke English. And then he translated everything that has been said or communicated on ATC to the pilots. So was it the case in the UAE, especially to the navigator. Now today, with today's education, that's not the same anymore, right? So they all know English, they all can speak English. I mean, they have a heavy accent, so do I, but that's not a problem. They know English, so you can communicate with them. But back in these days, the pilots didn't necessarily speak English. So you had one person usually on board that spoke English, at least a little bit, so, you know, translation was possible. This is how they operated. Crazy. I don't know if it's his personal one. I can't imagine that. No, I think he uses he uses an Airbus 319. They used to have an Illusion 62, but that one was a little bit thirsty, I guess. And they are currently using an Airbus 319 corporate jet, the Ukraine, Zelensky. Right? Jeff, you're asking, do you collect models too? Well, I do, but only the models I have a personal connection to it, right? This could be like, you know, the Antonov 12. This could be mostly airplanes I flew in, but I don't collect them like on a wider scale because there's so many out there. There's so many out there, and you know, I don't have the space actually to put them all up. So, but usually the ones I have a personal connection, also scale 1 to 400. I think it's a great scale. 500 I think is a little bit small, but 1 to 400, 1 to 200 is even better, but 747 in 1 to 200 is a little bit big. So I have a few. Yes, I have a few. For instance, I have Air Force One. And I have also a model of the Antonov 225. And the connection that I have to the Antonov 225, that was the 6-engine Russian airplane. It was basically the 6-engine version of the Antonov 124. And this one, there was only one existing. This one was developed to carry the Russian space glider Buran. That was the sole purpose of it. Why I have a special collection there. This thing made his first commercial flight from Stuttgart Airport in Germany on behalf, back then. I think it carried material for the US Air Force, actually, believe it or not. I think it went to Oman, somewhere in the Middle East. And the first commercial flight was out of Stuttgart, Germany, and I was also inside it. I didn't fly with it, never did, but I was inside it. I was looking inside it, and this thing is humongous. Or it was. It's destroyed now, unfortunately, on an airfield. I think it's in Kiev, unfortunately. But I was in it when it was carrying the previous livery, the predominantly white livery. And an experience of a lifetime. I think you might find a picture under my name, either on JetPhotos.net or Airliners.net. I might have uploaded a picture of it from the cockpit, actually. That's a crazy thing. No, I don't think so. He might come here for the UN General Assembly, but not in this Antonov 12. All right, Nicholas, thank you. Atlas Air inbound. Where's the Atlas Air? British Airways is next to land. 777-200 from London Heathrow. Jens is rambling. Jens is rambling. All right. Here we go. Triple 7-200. Wonderful. Yesterday we had Air France 777-200 here. It looks like Air France, they let all the aircraft that come in during the day, somehow, they park them, and then at around 5 o'clock, then they start taking off until midnight. Jeff is asking, what do you think of the rumor that they are going to build the Myria using the second fuselage? I think it's going to happen as long as it gets financed, and I think that's the magic word here. I think Ukraine is not able to finance it on their own. So whenever there's help, financial help, most likely from the Western world, then I think they might use the second fuselage and rebuild it. They consider it like, the Ukrainian pride, and I get it. I mean, it's a phenomenal aircraft. I completely get it. But can you imagine to rebuild an airplane like that? It costs hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's a question if it gets funded, and if yes, of course, we are all aviation enthusiasts, right? Wouldn't we love to see a 6-engine aircraft back in the air? Is there a purpose of it? I don't think so. Because there are so many 747s, 777s, whatever, right? The purpose of this aircraft is to carry cargo that you cannot load on any other aircraft. So I can remember one flight, it was from Leipzig in Germany to China with huge generators, I guess, from Siemens, where they needed to use this aircraft just because of the dimensions, right? So they could actually use the space of the cargo hold. But I think the demand of this aircraft, would it justify the hundreds of millions of dollars to build this thing? I don't know. It might be cheaper to send this stuff by sea on dedicated cargo ships. So let's see. All right, Viva coming in from Mexico City. 320 Neo. Right, and we have the Atlas Queen with Turkish Airlines flight number. That's weird. Okay, looks like this Atlas Air is operating for Turkish Airlines. THY is the three-letter code for Turkish Airlines. Coming in from Liège in Belgium. Okay, here we go. THY stands for Turk Hava Yolari. Or Turk Hava Yolari. 6413. So the call sign might be Turkish Airlines. From Liège. And we have Air India 350. I think yesterday we didn't have Air India with the 350. We had two 777-300s. And Lufty 747-8 arriving in 5 minutes. Yes, I see her. Today we have Yankee Foxtrot. All right. The next heavy inbound will be Swiss Flight 16 coming in from Zurich, Switzerland with an Airbus 330-300. And there's gray weather here, but hopefully it's going to clear up a little bit later. At least now we can see the skyline, which wasn't the case right before we started the stream. It was the visibility wasn't that great. All right, next one to catch is Swiss. Let's go over. Let's catch Swiss and then go back to Air India. Go. Danke, sag Grüße zurück. All right. And Thomas from Fluggesellschaft is saying hello, and they are sending the Norse from Berlin that just took off now to JFK, but it's gonna be too late for us to capture because this one is coming in at 10 o'clock at night, 10 p.m. But yeah, Thomas was once sending us a plane from Norse, from Berlin in Germany. His channel name is Fluggesellschaft, by the way. It's our partner channel in Germany. He was sending us a plane from Berlin, Norse 787-9 to Miami. And he filmed the takeoff, and 11 hours later, Jens filmed the landing in Miami. So that was, it was a crazy stream. Jens is doing crazy things when it comes to airplanes. All right, Atlas 747-400. The Queen is arriving. Thomas in Berlin is currently waiting for the Robert Drake to arrive from Paris on a 767-200 that is painted. It looks like clouds and sky and everything. So, a pretty cool aircraft. 767-200 that is being owned by, what is it? A bank, a US bank, and technically operated by, is it Cargo Jet in Canada? Yeah. And the personnel is from a business jet company, and Drake rented it, and he calls it Air Drake, but it's not his own aircraft. But pretty cool, this thing, like the livery is really good, and so they're waiting currently in Berlin for this aircraft to arrive from Paris in France. Yeah. How long I'm on air today? Well, I'm planning to be, let's say, till 5 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock. That's the time frame. So anywhere between 5 and 6 o'clock. 5 and 6 o'clock East Coast time. All right. Because we started later today because of the rain in the morning. And we have Lufty next 747 coming in. There she comes. Lufty, flight 400 from Frankfurt in Germany. And we had 2 Condor flights yesterday. And I thought they started another service from Düsseldorf, but I haven't seen this flight today. So today we get the daily flight from Frankfurt coming in a little bit later today. In about, in about an hour, I would say. And Air India is still waiting for Avianca to land on 4 left. And Jeff said, is the Delta 760, or is it Drake 767-200 owned by Cargo Jet? No, it's owned by, let me look it up, Jeff, let me look it up. It is owned by, the Bank of Utah trustee, but it's being technically operated by Cargo Jet. That means maintenance, all that kind of stuff. And then the pilots and the cabin crew, they are from a different company. So that's a little bit of a weird situation there. So the maintenance is all going through Cargo Jet, everything, the paperwork for the aircraft itself, but it's owned by the Bank of Utah trustee. That's the owner of the aircraft. This thing is younger than the Antonov 12 that is on the way. Not as old, not as old. All right, we have beautiful Air India getting ready to Delhi. Yesterday we had 2 777s departing to Mumbai. And no flight to Delhi. So it looks like they are shifting things around a little bit. And Jeff, does Drake pay for the hours flown, fuel and crew? I mean, he has to, right? I mean, to operate a 767-200, what is it like? I would say at least $20,000 per hour. I would say at least $15,000 to $20,000 an hour for the 767-200. So yeah, I guess he's rich. He got some money in the bank. Yeah, he has to pay for it. The same was with, actually, if you remember the rock band Iron Maiden, their lead singer Bruce Dickinson. He used to fly, I guess, for British Airways, and he was holding a type rating for the 747-400. And they once had, for one of their tours, a special livery on an aircraft they leased from Air Atlanta Icelandic, the Ad Force One, Google Ad Force One, Iron Maiden. And Bruce Dickinson, the lead singer, he used to be an airline pilot, and he was flying Iron Maiden around the world as the captain of the aircraft. How cool is that? You have a rock band, a heavy metal band, and you fly your friends as the pilot in a 747-400 around the world to the concerts. Absolutely bonkers, I would say. It is leased to cargo jet. So yeah, so I would say technically operated and leased to cargo jet, but the personnel, the pilots and the cabin crew is not from cargo jet. So it's a little bit of a crazy thing, right? And Manuel is sending greetings from Berlin to JFK North. Yes, you send us North, but we will not be able to cover North here because they land at 10 o'clock at night and I cannot be here at that time. Jeff said he flew the 744. Yes, he flew the 744. So he had a type rating for the 747-400. I think it's gone by now because I think he doesn't have a chance to still fly the 747-400. I know that he appeared on a show of ice pilots on Discovery Channel. I think with Buffalo Airways. They let him behind the yoke of a DC-6. Bruce Dickinson, after a concert, I think he invited the son of what's the owner's name, to the concert as a VIP guest and whatnot. And the next day, I guess they let him behind the yoke on a DC-6, and the dad, the owner of Buffalo Joe is his name. I think he was a little bit skeptical, but okay. He said, when you know how to fly a 747-400, it doesn't mean you know how to handle a DC-6. And I think he's right. There's a lot more manual flying on a DC-6 than on a 747-400. Pretty cool. Look it up. It might be available somewhere. Ice pilots with Bruce Dickinson flying the DC-6. All right, Turkish Airlines 350 lined up on runway 4 left, getting ready to Istanbul to Turkey. One of, I would say, at least 4 flights per day to Turkey. You might hear me freaking out later when this Antonov 12 thing is is propping by. I hope the lighting conditions are gonna improve a little bit, but I doubt it. And CD16 is saying, my first time here, welcome. Welcome to Planes and Friends. We are covering New York Kennedy Airport action. We just saw Turkish Airlines A350-900 departing to Istanbul. Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger, I am not sure if he's a pilot. Their aircraft, I think they leased it from Malta. I can remember one of a few musicians that owned their aircraft. One of them was John Travolta, through his company, of course. John Travolta had the 707, the famous one, in Qantas livery, because he used to fly also for Qantas on the 747-400. He also had a type rating. Not anymore, it's gone. And I think he also owned a was it a Gulfstream, a Gulf 4 or something, or a Gulfstream 3, something like that. So he definitely owned it through his company. And then Elvis, of course, who doesn't remember Lisa Marie, the famous, what was it, a 880 or a 990? Currently sitting in a museum. You can actually see it, go and see it. So Elvis, he owned his aircraft also through his company, and John Travolta, the 707, the V-Jet in Qantas livery. I think once I heard that Qantas paid for the livery, for painting the jet, and they asked him to fly, I don't know, so and so many hours for free for Qantas on the 747-400, which he did. So he was officially also an employee of Qantas Airways. How cool is that? I shot this aircraft on slides, actually, when it visited Frankfurt, Germany, and Munich, Germany. He came twice to Germany with a 707. A wonderful experience, and always polished and clean and spotless, shiny, absolutely great. And Kurt, hello Kurt, welcome back. All right, there is Shamrock arriving, Erlingus. Who else owned the aircraft? Let's do a little bit of a trivia. Who else owned their aircraft? Like from singers, musicians. So Iron Maiden did not. Drake does not. We know Elvis did. We know John Travolta did. I'm not sure with Kim Kardashian. I think she might have a global jet, but I'm not sure if she is really owning it through her company or if that jet is owned by someone else. I'm not sure about that one. I saw her once in LA getting off the aircraft. So, but I'm not sure if she really owns it. All right, what do we have? On slides, yes. Sarita, yes. I shot so many slides. It is absolutely ridiculous. Oh my God. CD16, yes. North 787 just started in Berlin, took off in Berlin for JFK. Heading our way. Ramon said, the Pima Air and Space Museum is a great place to go if you're ever... Oh yes, that's on my bucket list actually. Oh yes, absolutely. Oh yes, absolutely. I'm just thinking about who else owned their aircraft. All right, next heavy inbound will be Kuwait Airways with a 777-300 coming in from Kuwait City. 9K AOC, and we see here Korean Air, the big boy 380, getting ready to fly back to Seoul. Justin saying hello. Hey Justin. Welcome to Planes and Friends. From Fort Lauderdale in Florida, where it's nice and sunny today, I guess. All right, and the big boy is coming over to us before we go back to Kuwait Airways, 777. So we see Korean Air in a few minutes, lining up runway 4 left, and the beautiful skyline of Manhattan in the background. All right, over to Kuwaiti. And back to the Antonov 12, the one I was able to fly with. This one I think is now stored in Sierra Leone in Africa, carrying the registration. Let me think about, is it 9 Lima LEO? So that must be the last known registration of this Antonov 12 that was used to be registered in Kazakhstan. Absolutely wild. 9 Lima, so 9L LEO. That, as far as I know, that was the last known registration. Must be stored somewhere in Africa or broken up by now. All right. SR-71 Concorde. What a name. Hello, welcome. Good morning from Latner, British Columbia in Canada. Hello to beautiful Canada. Hope you enjoy the stream. And we are currently seeing Korean Air A380. And let me also check what's the latest status of this absolutely wild Antonov 12 that's currently on the way. The estimate is still 225. All right, so we are good. And Joik is saying good evening from Trier in Germany. Hi, Joik. And Joshua is saying ETA Airways 330-900, the blue livery arriving in 20 minutes. And is it Joni? I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Is saying good morning from Finland, or good evening to Finland. All right, the big boy currently lining up. And take off, Korean Air. So it looks like that in 45 minutes we have a number of highlights. The Emirates 380 is coming in with a special livery. The newest one, the Korea livery, that looks like a wrapped 380. And then the Antonov 12 is coming in as well. All right, and then Lufty usually is not far behind the Emirates one. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We already had 2 C-17s departing here. Before I started the stream, I recorded them on camera, so I will upload them tonight. Okay. Give you a little bit more ambient sound. The wind died down a little bit because the water is going out. Pretty quick, actually. Oh, we got a nice Pepsi 380, yes. Yes, it is. So, yeah, also the Asiana airplanes, they will all being repainted in Korean Airways, so we will see a Korean Airways 350. How cool is that? We were talking about this yesterday. I'm not sure. You know, the Asiana is, I think it can have a little bit more color, especially around the fuselage. It's nice on the tail, don't get me wrong, but a little bit more would be great. Yes, we'll go two of them, and I departed them like right behind each other, back to back. I'm gonna I'm gonna upload them tonight to the member section of this channel. I hope you had an opportunity to check out the C-17 from yesterday. And by the way, the videos I upload, you know, these are not just the recordings. I edit them, I stabilize them and everything, so, you know, they are not like shaking around. Because the image stabilization on my camera, it's a great camera, don't get me wrong, but the camera is not known to have great image stabilization. So you need to train your hands and everything to know how to operate this camera on a tripod. The image quality is great, right? You see it, the image quality is great, but the camera is not known to have a great image stabilization. So there's a little bit more like editing involved in the videos I upload to the channel. So they are not just like taking the memory card out of the camera and just throwing it on YouTube. You also see there's description to it, so not just the footage up there. You have a little bit more of a background information about the aircraft type, about the airline, about the location. So it's a little bit more work involved, but it's fun. The Concorde, yes. Well, they used to come here, right? Not anymore. Gone. I missed that one. Here, I never saw a Concorde here at JFK. I saw her in Paris, and I saw her taken off in London, but I never witnessed a Concorde here at JFK. All right, it's American Airlines 737. So the 800s. There's an 800 coming in from Dallas, Fort Worth in Texas. Did you ever see in person the Singapore? Yes, absolutely. And I took slides of it. That one used to come to Frankfurt, the Megatop in the tropical livery. Yes, I did. And I shot a few rolls of slides. But let me tell you, back in the days where I shot this aircraft, there was no flight radar out there. So it was a wild guess. It was a wild guess if this aircraft will head to the airport you were basically located at and shooting slides. And yes, I catched her numerous times. I never catched the 777-200 from United Airlines. That was painted in the Peter Max livery. I don't know if you can remember. They had a 777-200 painted in the Peter Max livery. Feel free to Google it. It was an amazing livery, Peter Max livery. I was never able to get this one. I was The luck was not on my side to get this one. But I got the tropical livery on Singapore Airlines, and keep me honest here, weren't there 2 aircraft wearing that livery at Singapore Airlines? I think there were 2 aircraft wearing that livery, and one got involved in an accident. Was it in Singapore? One was written off, correct? Long time ago, so we're talking about stuff that happened many, many moons ago. And Mike is saying, I used to see and watch the Concorde BA and Air France taken off from the old Panem building rooftop at JFK. Wow, that is absolutely wild. That is absolutely wild. I wish I could have seen that one. Alright, we also see runway 31 departures. But the wind is still steadily favoring runway 4, and we have also ANA, the Pokemon jet, coming our way. We see here the Norse 787-9 getting ready to fly back to Athens in Greece. Yes, SPK and SPL, Ramon, absolutely. See? And let's talk about phenomenal special liveries. South African, they had the Nalanchi Dreaming on the 747, was it the 400? And then they had one on the 747-300. I was also able to get both in Zurich in Switzerland from the terrace. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I think for the 300, for the Qantas, I think I shot 2 rolls of slides. It was simply amazing. And then South African Airways, they also had a special livery on their Type 300 747. I also shot 2 rolls of slides, I think a day later, in Zurich, from the terrace, from the visitor terrace. I just was never able to catch the 747 SP from Lion Air from South Africa. It was also operating on behalf of South African Airways from Joburg, from Johannesburg to Zurich, the SP, but I was never able to catch this one. So on someone I was lucky, like the South African Airways, the Qantas, both of the Qantas. I was lucky with the Singapore Airlines, both of them, the tropical liveries, but I missed the United, the 777, the Peter Max, and a few other. Oh, I also got from Ansett Australia. Get this one, Ansett Australia. They operated 747-300s. I was able to get the Sydney 2000 special livery on slide from an airport in Indonesia. From Denpasar in Bali. Yes, Sydney 2000. 747-300. So I guess that was in 1998 or 1999. I think it was in 1999. Absolutely bonkers. So yeah, I traveled the world for plane spotting. Great memories, by the way. Thank you for bringing these memories back. And look at what we have here. Today we have liveries, Pokemon, like Hello Kitty, is coming here from time to time. South African, yes, they are no more. Absolute bummer. And Uwe is saying hello to New York. Hallo Uwe, willkommen. Yes, Olga, but the Norse will land at 10 o'clock at night, but I can't be here at this place at 10 o'clock at night, so that doesn't work. What kind of brand of camera did you use? So, Jeff, let me, I started off with a camera called Praktika. It was a camera that was being manufactured in East Germany as one of their export products into West Germany. And I learned all my skills on that Praktika camera that had no battery. You had to pull a trigger to see if your exposure is correct. So this is how I learned my skills. I learned photography from scratch. I did not help any electronic helpers, nothing, zero. And then from there, I think I bought my first, oh my god, what was it then? Then I used a Canon AE1 with a winder, with a speed winder. This one was ridiculous. This one had a camera, this one had a battery, but just to operate the winder of the camera. So this is the camera I used then going forward for shooting slides. The Canon AE1 and then I guess the A1. I think I had both of them. And then from there, when I went digital, my first digital camera was a Fuji. I think it was an RX100. It was a bridge camera, super slow. I mean, you could use it on the ramp to take ramp pictures, but nothing to like what we have today. And then from there, I made my way over to Canon. I started then with a Canon D60. Wasn't too happy with it, especially the white balance. I wasn't too happy with that. And then I switched over to the Canon, to the D10, and then to the 10D. I had almost all of the Canons. And then I worked my way up the 30D or 30, whatever it was, the 60, whatever. And then I went to the Canon, to the 1 series, to the professional series. So I was a Canon shooter for almost, most of my spotting career. At least in the, a Canon shooter, analog and digital. And at some point I think I tried Nikon, but I wasn't too happy with the Nikons. And I stopped it for a long time. So I didn't really do much in plane spotting. And then a couple of years ago my wife said, "Boy, you need a hobby." And I said, "What? You need a hobby. Get out of the house." Okay. And I said, okay, but it's plane spotting, and that camera stuff is not the cheapest. She said, "You know what? If you have fun with it, then just do it." So my wife supported me like really massively in getting all this equipment here. And then I basically went to the Sony round, and whatever you see today is based on Sony equipment. And I will tell you, I will never go back again. If they don't make like major changes to their camera lines, I'm sold to Sony. And I was a die-hard Canon user. I'm very happy with the quality, also with the user manual, which I am very sensitive to the user manual of the camera, because I like to play around with the camera, to tweak, to adjust and everything. And it's great. I love Sony. They really sold me. They really got me. And that's where we are right now. The 1D, yes, I had the 1D Mark II, and I had the 1D Mark III. So, and then you have I had the L lenses, the wide ones, the EF. I used the 70-200, speed of 2.8. The 2470, I think, was a legendary lens, or still is, the 2.8, the L. I had a 50mm 1.4 speed, which is absolutely phenomenal. And the 100-400, the must-have spotter lens. So, yeah. All right, enough rambling. Jens, let's focus on this ANA 777-300. Heading back to Tokyo-Haneda in the Pokemon special livery. Here we go. It's sharing old stories from his past, from his spotting past. I'd be oversharing here, I don't know. was ANA with a Pokemon livery, Jeff Eva Air. They use their Hello Kitty, the Sanrio livery, mostly to Chicago. I think you can even book to be on a flight with Hello Kitty, and they take it to the next level. You know why I know it? My daughter and my wife, they are absolutely crazy about that thing. And I think the last time Hello Kitty was here in New York, which is an exception, was like 4 weeks ago. Well, that was it. They come in, I think every other day they fly into Chicago, into O'Hare, and from there you can book Hello Kitty to fly on Hello Kitty. So unfortunately not so much into JFK, but they come to, they arrive on times. I think at JFK they arrive at 8:30 p.m. I think around the same time. They also arrive in Chicago O'Hare, so not very spotter friendly times. You can sometimes see her or see the plane in LA. They come to LAX. They arrive there during daylight, also in San Francisco. They also arrive there during daytime. But here on the East Coast, it's almost impossible. I filmed her once when I had like a live stream in Chicago last year. I filmed the airplane, Eva Air 777-300, coming in around I think around 9 o'clock or something. But it's really hard to get her on camera. All right. Cool. Thank you for 500 people that tuned in. And we're going to see the next special livery here. Air Serbia coming up with a 330-200. Yeah, my wife is an absolute. She goes crazy with Hello Kitty.
Fox Bravo, taxi left Fox Alpha, Yankee, hold your door.
I was here actually when ANA used this 777-300, the Pokemon, on her first flight. And when you see the thumbnail that I use for my shows, that's from the first flight from JFK back to Tokyo-Haneda. Hey, what's your name? Andrew, nice to meet you. I'm Jens. It is, yes. What aircraft are you waiting for, Andrew? The Antonov, right? What a surprise! I was just telling the people on the stream. This is the surprise of the day. 55-year-old this thing.
I know. So I work for Boeing.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. So you're here from New York? Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, nice. Yeah. I try. I hope that the security is not too bad.
Here it's usually pretty good.
Yeah.
This is the pathway. I've never run into issues with it. I think your biggest issue might be if TWA. They might be the biggest. They might be the biggest.
Oh, okay.
Just because I know it's like going to be really booked, and like last year LA Flights was there too, and that meant they didn't let us on other planes with all their equipment.
Oh, I see.
42, runway 4 right.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Let's see, keep fingers crossed. Especially for the one plane, right? For the blue one.
Exactly. Well, from the way everything's trending, it should go right perfectly in front.
All right, cool.
Crossing my fingers, you know. Bro, I'll let you keep going.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Andrew.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right, there was a viewer of the channel saying hello.
Yeah, hold short for my sorry about that. 79 heavy, hold short.
All right, Rattlesnake is saying, please show the arrival of Condor 2016. Yes, we will. Hopefully she's going to come in on 4 right. And we have here Air Serbia. Today is special color day, I will tell you. But look what we have here. Air Kenya or Kenya Airways with another special livery. So don't go anywhere. We got you covered. The Antonov is about 20 minutes out. There are spotters here. They all want to capture the Antonov 12 coming in. So that's the absolute highlight of the day by far. Most likely also the thumbnail of the day. And CFA on the fly saying UKL, that's the Antonov 12, is 39 minutes out. Thank you so much. Keep us updated. The next arrival here, after this corporate jet that's coming in, it's gonna be, looks like ITA from Rome. I have to adjust.
Kennedy Tower, JetBlue 72, inbound on the ILS 4 right.
JetBlue 72K, so good afternoon. Caution wake terminal, she's flying a heavy A330, wind 050.
These 767s, they have such a bass that it is my mixer here. You hear that the crackling sound? It's my mixer. It's not the microphone, it's not the cables. I went absolutely bonkers to find out what it is, and I found out it's my mixer. It's the amplifiers in my mixer. Or the preamps. So nothing more we can do here, but I have to adjust the gain a little bit and work around with the sensitivity of the microphones and so on and so on. But yeah, it is what it is, right?
4802, I copy your entry, hold short from way 4 left. Short 4 left, air 48.
All right, Air Serbia is still waiting here. Let's cover ITA. 33900 coming in from Rome. Spitz, yes. How can I miss ITA? Right? Impossible. Yet favorite ITA. There we go. And we also have Latam coming up here. 767 flying back to Lima, Peru with a call sign La in Chile. All right. Air Serbia waiting to get permission to go on runway 4 left, happening right now.
263 heavy, ILS 4 right.
So 263 heavy case, good day, caution wake turbulence, following company Air 330, wind 05016, gust 21, runway 4 right, clear 1.
4 right, clear land, Delta 263 heavy.
Talk 608 heavy, turn left Fox.
I get a nice kerosene cloud of jet A1 of kerosene. Ah, so good. Do you know that I'm an F geek?
79 heavy now at hotel, cross 4 left, taxi left on Bravo, and hold short of Juliet.
Alright, cross runway 4 left on hotel, Bravo, short Juliet, Delta 79er.
The runway at Foxtrot, cross 4 left, taxi left on Bravo.
Alright, cross 4 left, Foxtrot, Bravo, and Air 4802.
All right, Air Serbia.
Make it left on Alpha, left on Alpha.
Okay, left on Alpha, Foxtrot.
The wind is picking up a lot.
Delta 2 heavy at Golf, cross 4 left, taxi left on Alpha.
Cross 4 left, Golf, left on Alpha, Delta 2 heavy.
Breaking 199 heavy at Yankee Alpha, cross 4 left, straight ahead via Bravo.
Okay,
I put on my microphone a little bit.
Bravo for American 199 heavy.
Jet 354 at Fox Bravo, cross 4 left, continue Delta Bravo, remain as frequency.
Alright, so Fox Bravo, 4 left at Fox Bravo, continue Delta Bravo, stay with you, JetBlue 354.
Delta 79 heavy at Hotel Bravo, join Alpha to the ramp, you can monitor ground, take care. Delta 2 Heavy, continue on Bravo to the ramp, monoground taker.
Monoground, great night, Delta 2.
Air 4802, monoground to ramp taker. 199 Heavy, monoground to ramp taker. Jet 354 at Delta Bravo, cross runway 31 right, taxi right Bravo to the ramp behind the Emirates A380, and then you can monoground taker.
3 on right at Delta Bravo behind the American Triple on Bravo and over to ground, just move 3 take care. ATR Delta 510, way down, Delta 4 right.
510K, take a day, caution wake turbulence, calling heavy Boeing 767, wind 05013, gusts 21, runway 4 right, clear to line.
Roger, clear to line, 4 right,
Exit jet 466, continue taxi, right turn on Yankee here, then Yankee Alpha, hold short of runway 4 left, remain on the frequency.
right on Yankee Alpha, short of 4 left, that's your 4. Conda 2016 Heavy maintaining until contact.
Conda 2016 Heavy, K, take a day, runway 4 right, clear to land, wind 05013, gusts 21.
041.
Jet 72, continue on Foxtrot, hold short runway 4 left, remain the frequency.
Foxtrot, hold short 4 left.
And Golf, hold short runway 4.
Alright, Fox Yankee Golf, hold short 4 left, we'll stay with you, Delta 183 Heavy.
at Foxtrot, crossway 4 left, taxi right Bravo.
Cross 4 left, right Bravo, JetBlue 72, guy.
Guitar 608 Heavy at Foxtrot Bravo, cross 4 left, taxi Delta Bravo, remain this frequency.
Heading 100 and over to departure number 2.
All right, we saw a few nice departures. And next, well, Condor flight 2016 is number 2 here on 4 right, and we are waiting for the highlight of the day, Antonov 12. Coming in from Barbados. From Barbados. Absolutely crazy, this thing. 55 years old or something? Absolutely crazy. That's going to be the highlight and most likely the thumbnail of today's show. We also have what? Asiana flight 222 350-900 coming in from Winnipeg. What? Asiana flight 222 coming in from Winnipeg. I think they had yesterday also like a stop somewhere in Canada. Did they have to fuel? Did they have to fuel up? That is weird. So far they are 2.5 hours in the air, coming in from Winnipeg. All right, that's that's unusual. All right, and we have a new member, JG4. Thank you so much. And I have to go over to Condor. Condor 2016. Yesterday we had 2 flights, and of course, say no to the tugboat, say no to the bark. Yeah, all right. I was just thinking about I can smell some diesel here, and you look to the right. Of course. All right, that was Condor flight 2016 from Frankfurt, Germany, and we have Asiana coming in from Winnipeg. That is a little bit unusual, but I guess that's, I don't know what happened there. Maybe they had to land it, but usually the 350-900 should make it easy from Seoul. It's a 15 hour flight. Well, it depends on the wind, right? But the 330-900. I think Captain Kunz from Condor, he's retired now. I think he once said the 330-900 can stay in the air for about 18 hours, the max. That's what he said in one of some other live streamers' streams. So I think the 350-900 could beat that, right? So, all right. Let's go back to the planes. We don't want to have tugboats here on the channel. No tugboat channel. All right, and we're waiting for the Antonov 12. Butterscotch triple livery, yes. No tugboat. We have a few inbounds. Let me see what's going on here. The next heavy inbound will be Delta 330-300 coming in from Athens, and a 330-300, and then Swiss flight 22 from Geneva. And let me see where the old trustworthy Antonov is. Working our way up to. Should be somehow nearby the Jersey Shore, right? I would say. The tugboat, it is. They drive me crazy. They drive me crazy. Today it's Crystal Cutler. We didn't have, or we haven't had this one yet. The Crystal Cutler. Labor Day they were fishing from the tugboat. All right. And Pac-Man's cousin say hi. This is Andrew, the guy you met earlier. Hey, yeah, I found the live stream while we both wait here for the Antonov. Good luck with the stream. Enjoy the day. We'll probably see each other again at UN Week. Perfect. Andrew, thank you. And welcome to Planes and Friends. It was nice to meet you. Karen, you found a little emoji like a ship. I have to make a no tugboat emoji. I mean, come on, tugboat. CRJ 900. And Robbie is saying hello. Hey Robbie, how are you doing? Yes, Lucy, we get the courier livery. I think that's our newest one. It looks like a Rep 380. That's the one we will get. Should come in yeah, like 20 minutes. We also get Asiana from Winnipeg. Okay, here we go. All right. Cool. Antonov, what are you doing? Where are you? We are looking for you. Let me see. Everyone is waiting for the Antonov to come in. Let's go to the Delta 330 real quick. Okay, the Antonov is now in for 304. And it's not being covered anymore. Alright, that's weird. That is weird. She was... I saw her. I tracked her. So she was in the air. The last time I saw her, she was like out nearby Myrtle Beach. That's weird. I hope she didn't die a word or so. she's still at with estimated 3:04 now, so that would be in a half an hour from now on. I agree. They are part of the DNA of the channel. Yes, they are. Tugboats. And another Swiss. Okay, Neil, so you found her? Very good, because she's not showing up on my flight radar at the moment. She is southeast of JFK, 135 nautical miles southeast of JFK. All right. Yeah, Lucy, thank you. Please, everybody, hit the like button.
Swiss 22 Delta Heavy, turn left, Foxtrot Bravo, hold short, runway 4 left, maintenance frequency.
All right, Egypt Air is getting ready as well. 777-300. Yesterday we had the 779 Dreamliner here.
Okay, Tower, good afternoon, American 45 Heavy with you, ILS 4 right.
Right, 45 Heavy, K, Tower, good day, caution to wake turbulence, you're following a heavy A350. Wind 03013.
That is Asiana from Winnipeg.
Copy that, clear to land 4 right, American 45 Heavy.
That heavy A350. That's going to be our next one. Very, very weird. Maybe someone of you can find out why this one is coming from Winnipeg and not straight from Seoul. That's Delta. Let's catch real quick Delta.
Traffic exits the runway, cross runway 4 left at Foxtrot Bravo, continue Delta Bravo, remain the frequency.
And Foxtrot Bravo, cross runway 04 left, Delta Bravo, remain frequency.
Right, so next inbound is going to be Asiana from Winnipeg. Sounds weird.
All right, clear land for QR 5849.
I would say Asiana from Seoul. But today Asiana is coming from Winnipeg.
3014 going back to deploy.
Hey, affirmative, sir.
-20 clear direct deploy, maintain VFR below 1000, caution wake trouble.
And below 1000, caution all wake, we'll call any, sure, -20.
Yeah, Love Egypt Air flew from JFK to Cairo a few years ago. All right, cool.
Frequency behind you upload.
Left on Bravo behind.
Rodney, that's a secret.
7 Heavy, taxi Foxtrot, left turn Yankee, hold short of Golf, remain as free.
Foxtrot, left on Yankee, short of Golf, Delta 107 Heavy.
With 22 Delta Heavy at Delta Bravo, cross runway 31 right, taxi right Bravo to the ramp and monitor ground, take care.
Delta Bravo,
We also have Japan Airlines with a long one, 350-1000 coming up here.
Delta 203 Heavy, taxi left on Bravo, at Hotel Bravo, join Alpha to the ramp and monitor ground. land, wind 04011. Delta 107 Heavy, continue taxi, left turn here, Yankee, and Golf. Hold short of runway 4 left.
Left on Yankee, right on Golf, short of 4 left, Delta 107 Heavy.
Thank you, Michelle. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. We will see our highlight of the day in not too long. Hopefully not too long anymore. At about 3 o'clock here, East Coast time. The good old rusty Antonov 12 coming in from Barbados.
Arjana 222 Heavy, turn left Foxtrot Bravo.
And Jam Travel is saying good afternoon from Los Angeles. Hello to Los Angeles, to the West Coast.
Last 20 landing, sure, Floyd, man. Have a good day.
I-20 Roger, radar service terminated, good day, frequency change approved. Good day. Runway 4 right, clear to land. Wind 040 at 13.
Right, clear to land, Bridgetown 4522.
And Egypt Air, turn and burn. They don't waste a second. Oh, was YouTube recommended? Oh wow, when I logged into... Here we go, I didn't know that one. Thank you so much. Everyone likes it. Yes, awesome, thank you so much.
Kennedy Tower, good afternoon.
I didn't know that.
245 Heavy, we're 5 out of 6.
I did not know that.
Delta 245 Heavy, KTR, good afternoon, wind 04013, runway 4 right, clear line.
All right.
Clear land, 4 right, Delta 245 Heavy.
Japan Airlines 350 1000. right, there was the
Delta Bravo, remain
350 1000.
Foxtrot Bravo, Delta Bravo, remain preferred
I just want to look for a message that I did not see here from Hamza saying Asiana per CBC Canada. It was a medical diversion. Here we go. Now we have the answer. Hamza, thank you so much.
Yankee Golf, hold short 4 left, secure 58 partner.
And Kevin in the house. Hey Kevin, you say you're heading out on Delta 806 at 4:30. Delta, have a Kevin, have a nice trip, safe trip. We are waiting here for the Antonov 12 to arrive, which is absolutely crazy.
Hotel Bravo, switch over to Alpha and then continue on ground to
Got a 222 heavy, cross runway 31 right at Delta Bravo. Taxi right Bravo to ramp, monitor ground good.
Alright, so we have the answer why Asiana came in from Winnipeg. It was a medical diversion. Thank you, Hamza. Alright, JetBlue. Let's have a few corporate jets here. Taking off. This one here. The pocket rocket. This looks like NetJets to me. Look at this. Where this thing going to? Farmingdale? Teterboro? I don't know. Looks like dropped someone off and then leaving. Is a steward? I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, 4976, a copy your entry, hold short runway 4 left. Breakout 4522, taxi left on Foxtrot, Yankee.
Thank you for 636 people watching.
Hold short runway 4 left, remain free.
Left on Foxtrot, Yankee Alpha.
Oh, Kevin, he has a great spot overlooking the runway. That is not too bad. Spotting Deluxe, plane spotting Deluxe, Kevin, right? That's what it is. And we might see a 2-for-1. We start off with the CRJ 900 and we might add off with the 767-300, same company. Let's see if this works out. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But you know what? I'd rather finish off with the 767-300.
We're 02 with Mike Heavy Case, good day, wind 05015, Dutch 18, runway 4 right, third line.
Alright, we have Iberia with a 330-300, also approaching the airport, coming in from Madrid. For the Russian, good old Russian Antonov 12, operated by an Ukrainian airline, to come in. And Cesar is watching Kenya Airways. Hello to beautiful Kenya. Okay, we have a nice heavies coming in. Chris 76, good afternoon to you, Chris.
Breakout 5849,
welcome.
Position for the gateway.
Don't go anywhere.
Runway 4 left, taxi right Bravo, and hold short Delta Bravo, remain free. Right, Golf, cross 4 left, right Bravo, hold short of Bravo.
And Matthias, guten Abend nach Berlin. Good evening to Berlin, Matthias. We should expect in the next 15 minutes the Antonov 12 coming in from Barbados.
Cross 4 left and Yankee Alpha, Bravo, straight ahead, ramp on the ground, yeah,
Lufty Super in 7 minutes, 380, all right. We take this any day of the week.
Yankee Golf, try to 4 left.
We just had Asiana A350-900 with a medical diversion coming in from Winnipeg. Samuelson saying saludos desde Veracruz, Mexico. My Spanish is almost non-existent, so I say hello from New York, but I understand what you want to say, so welcome to Planes and Friends. Saludos. You know what, let's stay with High Sky. Let's stay with High Sky.
Helicopter 3 Bravo Lima K, depart from the ramp via Joan Road, clear via conduit park, maintain VFR below 1000.
Via conduit, VFR below 1003 Bravo.
I feel a few drops, so hopefully it's not gonna start raining. It was not in the weather forecasts. My equipment here.
Helicopter Bravo Lima, radar contact at 300, K altimeter 3014.
38 Bravo Lima, that checks.
Alright, and High Sky is taking off. Runway 4 left, heading back to Bucharest in Romania. Thank you to the chat for helping out with Spanish. Great community, absolute great community. Thank you so much.
3173 Alpha Heavy K good day, runway 4 right, clear to land, wind 04013.
All right, let me see. What do we have next? We have Delta 319 coming in. We have a 321 from Punta Cana. That's JetBlue. Then we have an Embraer 175. That's Canadian, call sign Jazz. Then we have a 777-300 from British Airways from London Heathrow. A 321 from Los Angeles. Lufty 380, here we go. Lufty 380 is about 2 minutes out. And then we have, it's a C-130. No, that one is flying from Keflavik to, what is it, Wright-Patterson? No, to Wrightstown. All right. Okay, all right. We are all waiting for, here we go. I see the Antonov 12. Finally. All right. She is back on radar. The Antonov 12 is back on radar. She's currently approaching the Jersey Shore towards Point Pleasant, going a little bit towards Lakewood, this point, Seaside Heights, and then making a curve, a right turn up the Jersey Shore towards the approach path. And the fun fact is, at the moment, east to that Antonov 12 is her western part, the C-130, currently on a flight from Keflavik to Wrightstown. Oh my god, sometimes life is just crazy. All right, so Antonov 12 on radar, currently approaching the Jersey shore. And then also I see Emirates A380. Looks like they're gonna sequence the Emirates 380 behind the Lufthansa one. So it looks like it's very interesting. All right, so don't go anywhere. We got you covered. We will have nice aircraft coming up and approaching JFK on this beautiful non-rainy Wednesday afternoon. All right. I can feel a little bit of drizzle. We don't want that now. It will be back. A380s, yes. All right, so they sequence Lufthansa flight 410 now. And then, yeah, right behind Lufthansa, there is Emirates. It's usually the other way around. Usually Emirates comes in first and then Lufthansa. Alright, so it's currently drizzling. I think I have to protect my equipment a little bit. And it looks like a 3-1 departure, yes. Alright, hopefully it's not going to be too bad. Why does it need to drizzle now? Come on. All right, next arrival is 321 American Airlines, flight 117 from Los Angeles. And then we will get a few heavies. Excited? Yes, I'm too. That's the current view to the financial district, to downtown Manhattan.
Sorry, good afternoon, Brickyard 4338, I lost 4 right.
I'm sorry, Brickyard 4338, you checked in?
We did, I lost 4 right, good afternoon.
Brickyard 4338, good afternoon, K-Town 04012, call to Lake Coast, flying a heavy volume 737, runway 4 right, clear on.
Land 4 right, Brickyard 4338.
Delta 1368, you can contact ground to have a place for your fleet gateway.
Alright, contact the ground, Delta 1368.
Right, it looks like they sequence, not sure, it looks like they try to sequence the Antonov 12 behind the Emirates 380, so that would be amazing. It would be 4 quad, the Antonov is not a jet, I mean, she has turbine engines, but 4 quad engine aircraft, three of them behind each other. That would be great. That would be great. All right.
American 2, turn left, Foxtrot Bravo, hold short of runway 4 left, remain this frequency.
Hey, Foxtrot Bravo, short 4 left with you, American 2.
All right. I just need to put some equipment on my camera because it's drizzling here. And we operate pretty expensive equipment here. I don't want to get it damaged or anything. Sorry. You see, there's a band of... Hopefully it's not raining again.
New York Tower, good afternoon, Lufthansa 410 Super, localizer 4 right.
3173 Alpha Heavy, cross runway 4 left at Foxtrot Bravo, continue Delta Bravo, remain this frequency.
Cross at Foxtrot Bravo and Delta Bravo.
American 2, continue Foxtrot Bravo and cross runway 4 left. Delta Bravo, remain this frequency.
Okay, cross 4 left for Foxtrot Bravo and then Delta Bravo with you, American.
Yeah, 7 hours flight on a prop, right? I think they poured in, I don't know, they might have extra tanks. I'm not aware that the Antonov 12 is able to operate for 7 hours. They might pour in Jet A1 into the tanks during flight or so. I have no idea. But, all right, so yes, they sequenced the Antonov 12 behind Emirates. So we have 3 quad engine planes coming in. That's amazing. First one to land is American Eagle 175. Number 2 is Lufthansa 410. A380 from Munich.
173 Alpha Heavy at Delta Bravo, cross runway 3.
Don't go anywhere. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be phenomenal.
At Delta Bravo, cross runway 31 right, then right on Bravo.
And when you are a member to the channel, you will get the Antonov 12, the landing tonight in 4K on my channel, but only as a member.
Hi, I'm the Delta Bravo.
All right.
31 right, then Bravo, and we'll monitor the ground movement.
All right, are you ready?
979 Heavy, turn right on Foxtrot, cross runway 4 left, traffic about a 12-mile point.
All right, on Foxtrot, cross 4 left, Delta 979 Heavy.
All right, I give you full ATC for the next 3 aircraft. I give you full ambient sound, and Jens will stay quiet. I turn down my microphone. The next 3 are 3 quad-engine aircraft, through 2 380s, 1 Antonov 12. All right, sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's gonna be amazing.
Tower JetBlue 448, ILS 4 right. Yep, 448K, Tower, good day, runway 4 right, clear to land, caution, wake turbulence, you're following Super A380.
Clear to land 4 right, JetBlue 448.
That's 979 Heavy, left on Bravo, to the ramp, monitor ground, good day.
Left down Bravo and over to the ramp, Delta 979.
We got 4338, continue on Foxtrot, Bravo, wait 4 left, and I'll right turn on for Bravo.
9 Fox, cross 4 left, right Bravo. Thank you,
69 Romeo, Super, contact right, hold short, Bravo, Super A380, runway 4 right to the left, 04014.
That's not number 04 line number.
Record 4338, taxi right Bravo to the ramp, you can mark ground taker.
Alright, right Bravo, monitor ground break, 4338.
Ground up 979.
Delta 979 heavy.
Ramp wants us to hold short of golf. Is that possible for Delta 979 heavy?
Delta 979 heavy. Continue on Bravo and hold short of Hotel Bravo. Actually, you know, hold short of golf and contact ground.
Okay, short of golf, contact ground up to 979. Thanks.
Kennedy, straight Bravo Lima, back with you. Information India requesting park conduit into GAT.
Lufthansa 410 Heavy, Super. Lufthansa 410 Super, taxi on Echo. Hold short of runway 4 left.
Taxi Echo and hold short for left. Lufthansa info channel.
Trouble 448 Kennedy Tower, you're following disregard. Delta 233 Heavy Kennedy Tower, runway 4 right to the land.
To the land on 4 right, Delta 233 head.
November 38 Bravo Lima, smoke 0333.
0333 Bravo Lima.
I'm sorry, 0330 November 8 Bravo Lima.
03303 Bravo Lima.
Number 6 Romeo Super, taxi on to Echo and then Yankee.
Number 69 Romeo.
November 8 Bravo Lima, radar contact altimeter 3013. Soon into Kennedy Class Bravo, safety in the park and then conduit route landing will be at your own risk.
3 Bravo Lima, cleared in, park conduit landing on own risk.
Tower number 69 Romeo, Echo, and then Yankee.
Affirm.
Tower Delta 405 Heavy, checking in, ILS 4 right.
Delta 405 Heavy Kennedy Tower, following Heavy 767 miles ahead, caution with turbulence, runway 4 right, to the land.
Runway 4 right, clear line Heavy.
Antonov 12. Here we go. The good old Russian smoker. Wow, this thing was smoking really hard. All right. Here's the thing. I don't want to expose my equipment to the rain. And I really just came here to give you, you know, that unique view of this Antonov 12. So I'm gonna end the show today, even I was expecting it to having a little bit longer, but it is drizzling and I don't want to have rain on my equipment. I operate here pretty expensive equipment and I want to have more and more shows to come. So I'm gonna be back tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. in bright sunshine. Tomorrow is gonna be a little bit better with the weather. But I wanted to give you that experience with the Antonov 12 because this is something that is very unique, at least here at JFK Airport. All right. So I'm gonna start playing the music, and I will be back tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. And I hope you enjoyed this short one. These about 2 hours that we are here, 2.5. And I wish you a beautiful evening. Have a great night. I packed my equipment. I'm gonna rush it because rain is not good for all this electronics. And then I will be back tomorrow. See you all of you tomorrow, bright and early. Have a good evening. Stay safe. And